here at the Ad Operations Summit, and our town halls have just concluded. Here with me are the speakers who are engaged within those sessions. We'll hear from ComScore on online ad fraud,
I think at a high level, probably three key themes emerged. Probably more, more than that. We had a very active discussion, but there was overall acknowledgement that the issue has gained recognition. I think compared to last year,
absolutely,
the broader issue of fraud is being much more actively discussed. Industry-wide trust, just in terms of how critical that is to making sure the growth in revenue that we're all celebrating, continues to move. And then I think third, it's really looking at issues for both the buy and the sell side and figuring out how we can do, simple things in the near term to arm the buy and sell side of how to cut off fraud, where it's hitting us. And I know that you talked quite a bit about, buy side pain points and possible solutions there. So,
on the buy side, there's a lot of issues about being able to trust publishers, being able to know that the inventory that you're buying is, or the inventory that you're getting is the inventory that you're buying, and making sure that, if viewable is in your RFP and that's what is on the contract, that it's then delivered.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of the things we talked about on the sell side were that I think it's easy to see how quality publishers that are investing in people and investing in quality content, and then even long tail publishers who are trying to turn an honest business are really hurt by these long tail sites that are representing a particular type of audience on these exchanges that doesn't really exist. Right. So we need to arm the sell side with tools to essentially certify themselves so that publishers that can stand out from lower quality inventory can represent to the buy side, this is what I have, and there's various ways to do that, but I think that's something that the buy side would probably appreciate.
Absolutely, and then in the conversation between buy side and sell side, obviously both sides have a lot of work that they need to do, but there's the question as to where does the ultimate responsibility lie, and with the ultimate responsibility, who pays the cost for the verification?
Right, yeah, absolutely, and I think people have suggested some very good ideas like use of the IAB bots and spiders list. We can extend that to maybe IP list if we wanted to do things like data center traffic that's causing problems. We could do things like that. We also had, I think people threw out the idea that really every seller in a perfect world would actually be certified in the sense that we actually know who's getting paid, and that person would actually have to go through some type of a verification process. So I think that was a very active discussion, and people appreciate that.
Absolutely, and on the verification note, there's also the question as to what will be our baseline metric, and I think that's, as we work to solve this, we need to figure out exactly what point is it considered solved. Is that 0%? What are we ultimately working towards?
Yeah, is 0% realistic? Is it something where we can get down below a certain threshold where we know we've really made progress as an industry? What type of direct measurement and even shared learning, and then what we're calling indirect measurement can we do where we're maybe inferring that there's some type of fraud going on, and that's something that maybe direct publishers can't be responsible for, but do need to use a vendor for. So yeah, I think those were the themes, and I know ComScore and the IAB are rolling out industry-wide measures, the quality assurance guidelines, the trustworthy supply chain initiative, and there's things that ComScore is doing to make our data more broadly available across the entire food chain as well. So I think that's probably the key summary.
Yeah, it was a great discussion. Thank you so much for hosting it.